It has been quite a year in Louisiana politics. The biggest stories: a new governor is elected. The outgoing governor ran for president. And in a related twist, a longtime senator announced he's done with politics, at least for now. WDSU anchor Scott Walker takes a look back at the winners and the losers of 2015.
2015, at least the early part of it, is likely a period Louisiana Congressman and House Majority Whip Steve Scalise would rather forget. Right after Christmas 2014, a blogger, Lamar White Jr., broke the story that in 2002, Scalise addressed the European American Unity and Rights Organization, a group headed by former Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard David Duke. Headlines spilled into 2015, and there were calls for Scalise to resign, but many top Republicans and Democrats came to his defense, including Governor Bobby Jindal and Congressman Cedric Richmond. After days of silence, Scalise admitted to speaking to the group, but denied knowing it had racist ties.
I reject bigotry of all forms, and I think when you see the people that know me best, both here and especially back home, people I've served with, including people that I've been on opposite ends politically with, who know the truth and know what's in my heart.
And despite rumors of Scalise taking over as House Speaker following the resignation of John Boehner, Scalise remained the House Majority Whip.
I am tanned, rested, and ready for this fight.
After years of speculation and numerous denials, two-term Governor Bobby Jindal in late June announced on Twitter that he was running for President of the United States.
I'm not running for president to be somebody. I'm running for president to do something.
But Jindal's run for president barely registered with voters after months of touting his extremely conservative ideals and fearless approach to taking on Washington. The 44-year-old dropped out of the race in mid-November.
I'm honored to have had the chance to run for president of the United States. My parents came here 45 years ago in search of freedom and opportunity.
With Jindal's approval rating as governor plummeting, it seemed Louisianians were ready for a big change. 4 top candidates emerged for the job, 3 Republicans and a Democrat. The Republicans, Public Service Commissioner Scott Angel, Lieutenant Governor Jay Darden, and U.S. Senator David Vitter tried their best to distance themselves from Jindal.
He was part of Bobby Jindal's inner circle.
Vitter advanced to the runoff against Democratic State Representative John Bell Edwards, and that's when the sparks really started to fly. Vitter's admitted serious sin was played up heavily in attack ads from the Edwards camp.
With respect to the negative ad, if it's a low blow, it's only because that's where you live, Senator. It's 100% truthful.
And Vitter portrayed Edwards as an Obama clone.
You can't say you're for Second Amendment rights when you're enthusiastically supporting Barack Obama.
But as the returns came in, it was clear early on that Louisianians would get the change they wanted.
The people of Louisiana have chosen hope over business as usual. And I pledge to treat their trust in this hopeful spirit as a sacred obligation.
Vitter dropped his own election night bombshell, announcing he would not seek re-election to his U.S. Senate seat in 2016, one he has held since 2005.
Of course, it just completely throws open the Senate race in 2016. I can imagine the Twitterverse is already exploding.
The Republican side is loading up with candidates who want to replace Vitter, with several already announcing their candidacy. One prominent name on the Democratic side, New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu, quickly put rumors to rest, saying he would not get into the race. Former Plaquemines Parish President Billy Nungesser won the lieutenant governor's office on his second try. He will now be the face of the state's $11 billion tourism industry.
I've already gotten so many great ideas, like promoting the horse industry, hunting and fishing on a statewide basis.
In St. Tammany Parish, a major changing of the guard.
There's a new sheriff in town in this parish.
Two-decade Sheriff Jack Strain ousted by Slidell Police Chief and former St. Tammany Deputy Randy Smith.
I think he got complacent, and it was time for new leadership, and that's what I'm going to bring.
Kenner Mayor Mike Yenny defeated 4 people to win the Jefferson Parish presidency, following in the footsteps of his grandfather and uncle, who both served as parish president in the 1980s and 90s.
And now the 3rd generation's there, and I want to make sure I make them proud and do the best I can.
St. Bernard Parish President Dave Peralta, in office since 2012, has seen better years. In March, he was indicted in Baton Rouge. In August, he was indicted in St. Bernard. And in September, he was indicted in St. Tammany Parish. When Election Day came along, Peralta was a non-factor, finishing 5th with only 3% of the vote. Parish Councilman Guy McGinnis defeated Wayne Landry in the runoff.
Going forward, we all need to work together because we all want the same thing for St. Bernard Parish. I know my family wants that. I know Mr. Landry's family wants that.
2015, a year to remember and a year with more twists than turns. Just another year in Louisiana politics. Scott Walker, WDSU News.